Characteristics of technical operation, main types of transport, lecture plan, railway transport, its features, main indicators, road transport, its features, main indicators, sea transport, its features, indicators, pipeline transport, its features, main indicators. Characteristics of technical operation of main types of transport. Main transport. The term does not have unambiguous interpretation and refers to transport, which is often used in general within the competence of the main transport ministries and departments. The Ministry of Road Relations, the Ministry of the Navy, the Ministry of Civil Aviation, the ministries operating the main pipelines, their public ministries and departments, self-transport, as well as the construction and operation of motor roads. Non-main transport includes industrial and urban transport. The term main transport is also often used to refer roads connecting important cities and industrial centers of large regions of the state. The main modes of transport are railway, automobile, aviation, pipeline, marine and inland water. Railway transport plays an important role in the development of the commodity market and the provision of transport services in Kazakhstan and almost all CIS countries. The main area of application of rail transport is large-scale transportation of goods and people on inter-district, intercity and urban roads, including cargo transportation, which accounts for about 80% of revenue. And passenger transportation is dominated by intercity transportation. The main advantages of railway transport are high permeability and transportability, transportation volume, weather independence, reliability of transportation operations, small number of carriers according to the volume of cargo transported, and so on. Disadvantages: limited moving, high metal consumption, high initial cost, very large turning angle. Road transport is the most commonly used type of transport for transporting goods and passengers. The main technical and operational characteristics and advantages of this type of transport include ease of movement and convenience, autonomy of movement, which provides door-to-door transportation, a shorter journey, smaller angle of rotation, a larger angle of inclination, and much more. The disadvantages are a large number of employees in accordance with the volume of cargo, environmental pollution, weather dependence, so on. The most effective use of vehicles includes short distance transportation, 20-24 kilometers, small scale transportation, urgent delivery. The current technical base of the car is formed by mobile equipment, roads, motor transport enterprises. Rolling stock cars, trailers, and semi-trailers. Cars as active self-propelled units are the most complex and main part of rolling stock, which determines the technical level and economic operational characteristics of all other elements of equipment. Trailers, semi-trailers are motorless trolleys for cargo or passengers. According to the main use, cars are divided into carrier, special sports vehicle. Transport vehicles are designed for the transportation of cargo and passengers, special for performing various technical functions, lifting cranes, moving compressors, power plants, lightning, workshop and fire trucks, and for achieving sports and speed records. Transport vehicles are divided into three main categories: passenger, which include passenger cars and buses; cargo vehicles with transporting various types of cargo, seat and ballast; towing vehicles do not have their own load capacity, towing trailers, semi-trailers. Special group of cargo and passenger transport vehicles were created on the basis of passenger cars, designed to transport a small amount of cargo, 250 kilogram. A tow truck integrated into a trailer or semi-trailer, as well as a car attached to the trailer, will have the name of a road train. A car train can consist of active units, towing or car, and several units of trailers. Each car designed to perform a specific function is evaluated using its own parameters. The main technical and operational characteristics include capacity measured by the number of passengers, load capacity measured in tons and body type, maximum speed of movement measured in kilometers per hour, engine power, number of drive, all wheels, total weight. Water transport consists of river, sea routes, and corresponding fleets. River transport is a non-widely used communication equipment with reduced use, which can have special use in regions with low density of roads and railroads, where the river main is predominantly located, its advantages include large-scale transportability, low self-cost, high productivity, and the main disadvantages include seasonality of operation, low speed of ships, fragmentation of river basins, sea transport mainly used for mass transportation of bulk, general cargo, containers between land. Its advantages are low self-cost, high labor productivity and conductivity, high level of mechanization of transshipment operations, so on. Relative disadvantages are low speed of movement, dependent on climate conditions, high cost of port economy, subject to the technical support of sea transport, sea vessels, fleet, seaports, ship repair plants, some elements of sea roads, and other devices and equipment. The main place in the composition of the civil navy is occupied by merchant vessels, which include all vessels intended for the transport of cargo and passengers, as well as vessels intended for maritime occupation, towing other vessels, lifting vessels sunk by hydraulic works. There is also a category of vessels with special function. This category includes vessels for the protection of commercial enterprises, sanitary and quarantine research, so on. Depending on the use, ships are divided into the following: transport for the transportation of goods and passenger service and auxiliary technical fleets. The core of Navy is formed passenger, cargo incoming transport vessel. The main quality of any sea vessel it is ability to drive by sea. This requirement consists in the ability of the vessel to swim under the installed load in any weather, the ability to restore its original state after exposure to external force, the possibility of partial floating of the vessel, the possibility of non-sinking, the ability to increase speed in accordance with the engine power, with the ability to maintain the assigned direction of movement and change it with the roll effect. Sea vessels are also divided by technical and operational characteristics. The most important characteristics include size as well as weight and volume parameters that characterize the geometry of the ship. Important indicators of the ship include the speed of movement and the power of the power plant. The main criteria include the length of the vessel, its width, the height of the highest point of the mast above, the water level, water linear. For example, the height of the vessel when calculated by the rank out, the height of the boat above the water, which is calculated in the center of the vessel and its position on the water. The sinking, for example, the level of sinking of the vessel at full loading. The characteristics of the mass include the displacement measured by the mass of the water in which the vessel is submerged to the established water line. The total load capacity of the vessel is deadweight. For example, the mass of fuel reserves, water, food, and equipment materials added to the cargo is equal to the mass taken. Net load capacity, for example, the maximum amount of commercial cargo, the tons that the vessel can lift. Oil and product pipelines are grouped as main pipelines, converters, commercial pipelines. In the gas field, it is divided into main and local gas pipelines. In oil, gas, and transportation systems, direct welded steel pipes with diameters from 520 to 1020 millimeters are used. In topographic and geological condition pipes and lined with anti-corrosive compositions are laid in a trench with depth of up to 1 meter. Preparation of the trench and laying of pipes it's carried out with the help of special machines. In some cases, pipelines are laid on the surface or on overpass. When crossing water dams, they are crossed by river like bottoms and sea straits on pipelines with lengths of more than 150 kilometers. Pumping the compressor stations are formed at the beginning and along the route. Piston or centrifugal pumps with electric, diesel, or gas turbine drives are used as pumping units. Gas compressors also have electric or gas turbine drives. The unit capacity of power unit is 6,000 kilowatt, and in some cases it reached 10,000 kilowatt or more. The working pressure in the first main gas pipeline is 1225 atm. Later it was increased by 2 times. The current pressure in the new system trunk is even higher. It gives the dividing lines along the route. Rail, sea, river road, and air transport, as well as urban and industrial transport, are universal models of transport. Modern main and industrial pipelines, as well as rope and conveyor types of transport, are specialized, but individual improved designs can be optimal for transporting passengers and multi-range cargo. Advantages of the car: high liquidity and great maneuverability, high annual development of cargo and passenger deliveries, efficiency of transportation, any distance placed on the highways, on all regions of country and ensuring the necessary frequency of movement, advantages of railway transport, high speed and reliability of passenger and cargo, delivery independence from weather conditions, frequency versatility and maneuverability, mass transportation, advantages of river transport, high sales liquidity, low cost of organizing vehicles compared to other vehicles, advantages of sea transport, use of natural means of communication over long distances, unlimited liquidity of sea routes, their delivery to individual regions at the highest speed compared to rail, advantages of pipeline transport, possibility of laying pipelines everywhere, high liquidity, medium cost of transport, automation of all types of work. Thank you for your attention.